my Sephora slash high-end haul. Long anticipated, and I finally find the time to film. Before I start, excuse my hair. I had nice curls until around 20 minutes ago, and then I noticed something on my scalp. I'm not sure if you can see it, but around here a kind of blob of color developed after I went to the hairdresser last Monday. So our hairdresser is right across the street from us. Basically from sitting here I can almost look into the salon, which is quite fun. But I just went downstairs real quick to talk with my hairdresser. She took a look at it and she was like, oh my god, Sarah, I'm so sorry. I'm going to fix it, and now I have an appointment on Monday. But she kind of went through my curls to look at it and if it was somewhere else as well. So yeah, I had to brush through my hair afterwards because I had crazy hair all over. And now my hair looks kind of like this, and I feel like washing it again because I'm not happy. But yeah, let's get started with my Sephora slash high-end haul. When I say high-end, I mean I have a few products I bought at Ulta, but they are actually considered high-end. A few of them you can actually get at Sephora as well. And sticking with hair, I will start with some hair products which I got. The first one is the Bumble & Bumble Invisible Oil Primer, which I wanted to have for a very long time because a lot of people were raving about it. I did try it out a couple of times by now, and by now I like it. In the beginning I was a bit unhappy because it is a product with oil inside. I mean, it says oil on the bottle. You don't have to shake it up or anything. It reminds me a little bit of the It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In treatment sprays. Just a little bit more heavy because of the oil, so I have to be a bit careful because I have thin hair. The first time I used this, I was having the feeling it was weighing down my hair. The next time I was using it, I used a bit less product and it felt like I wasn't doing anything. And now I finally kind of got into the rhythm of how much I have to spritz, or how much is too much. I do like it, but it's not my favorite Bumble & Bumble product. I think there are better ones out there, but I wanted to try it. Product number 2 for the hair is also from Bumble & Bumble, and it's a product I didn't buy myself, but Christopher bought it, but I wanted to have it as well, and I knew it would probably not be appropriate for his hair because obviously he has short hair, but for me, so I let him try it out first. He wanted to have it. I told him it's for long hair, not for short hair. He wanted to try it, he didn't like it and gave it to me, and it's the new Bumble & Bumble Surf Infusion spray, which is oil and salt infused spray for soft sea-toss waves with sheen. Shake well. Yeah, shake well, because you can see it has those two layers, and you shake it up and get like this misty blue stuff. Once again, you can feel the oil, but it does have you can feel the oil because it's nourishing, but it also gives a bit of this tousled look. I like this way more than the beach salt spray they also have, because that leaves my hair a little bit crunchy. However, if you have longer hair and want beach waves, I can definitely suggest this because of the oil. It doesn't dehydrate your hair too much. And last but not least for the hair, a product I was not really planning on purchasing, but I got sucked in at the Isle of Doom, and I wanted to try it when I saw it, and it's the BB Bumble & Bumble Straight Blow Dry Cream, I guess. Straight Blow Dry. It's a cream. It has the funky opening here. When you twist, it opens, and I really like this stuff. I do have naturally straight, pretty straight hair, but this helps it to make it even smoother and softer and straighter. And this was kind of my lucky find in terms of high-end hair products on this vacation. Let's move on to skincare products. I got 2 cleansers from the same brand, which I wanted to try ever since they came out at the beginning of the year. You can buy the masks over here in Switzerland, and they're actually the same price as in the States because they are 69 Swiss francs, and 69 Swiss francs is approximately the same as $69. I mean, the currency difference is so minimal that it doesn't really matter where you buy them, which lets me hope that the cleansers will come out here soon as well, because they are amazing and they are the Glam Glow cleansers. I got the Thursty cleanse matching to the Thursty Mud, and I got the Super cleanse matching to the Super Mud. Those two, in terms of masks, are my favorite masks, cleansing and hydrating, and so I had to get the matching cleansers as well. This one, both of them actually, very similar to the masks. This one cleans amazingly thorough, it smells great, and even though it's just a cleanser, you really feel like it sucks all the dirt out of your skin, while this cleanser, on the other hand, is very hydrating while you use it. I love them. I try not to use them too often because so far you cannot get them here yet, but you also cannot order them on Sephora. So when they're out, and I really don't want them to go out, but I really like them. The only thing I disliked was that, I mean, this is amazing packaging. They came packed in another whole big round thing, which was just a lot of wasted packaging, in my opinion. I have two more cleansing products. The first one being in cleansing oil, and I bought this because Essie Button was raving about it. And it's the Boscia, however, no one really seems to know how to pronounce it. The Makeup Breakup Kohl Cleansing Oil. This is a small size. I really like that you're able to buy those smaller sizes in the States. I'm gladly willing to pay a bit more for a smaller size in relation to getting a bigger one, just so I'm able to try them out. I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of this. It's okay, but I think actually the cleansing oil from the Body Shop, the chamomile one, is at least as good, and it's cheaper than this one here. I'll use it up, but I will not repurchase. I have, however, placed another order, which is waiting at my parents' place right now, because Boscia came out with a new line, like a deep pore cleansing line, and a mask which you can peel off. Got my hair in here. And I'm really looking forward to trying that one out as well. And the last skincare item, it's actually not one item, but it's a combination of two items, and you can only buy them together. I did try it out a couple of months ago with my last Sephora order back in November. I had a trial size, which lasted me, I think, 2 or 3 trials. And I wasn't really planning on repurchasing it, or purchasing the full size, but when I was standing in front of the products in Sephora, I was like, you know what, I did really like this treatment, so I got it. And it's from Philosophy, and it's the Microdelivery Peel. This one here is step 1, and it's a vitamin C peptide resurfacing crystals. They are crystals. Show you, actually put on the seal again. It's like a yellow paste, kind of like a peeling. You put it on your fingers and apply it all over your face and massage it in, and then you use the lactic salicylic acid activating gel, which is just a clear gel, and you put it on top of the crystals. You don't wash the crystals off, you just put it on top, and it starts kind of reacting with each other and foaming. You can also keep on massaging it in a little bit. You don't have to if you have sensitive skin. I do personally have sensitive skin, but I can still use it without a problem. And what this does is basically gives you a very nice peeling from the inside and from the outside. So it really, you peel off the outer layers with the crystals, and the whole activating with the gel really soaks into your skin and just makes the skin underneath, the fresh skin, resurface a little bit quicker. and it definitely helps with my melasma problem. So that's why I really like using it. The whole set, and it's not big, but it will last, I think, I would say around 10 to 15 times, was $75, which is still cheaper than going somewhere to have it done professionally. But I think for trying it out at home a couple of times, this is a really nice product. Now let's start moving into the whole makeup direction, and I'm going to start with 2 primers. Both of them I wanted to try ever since I heard about them, and the other one since it came out because it's rather new, and it's the Smashbox Photofinish Primer Water. It's not quite what I expected, but it is still very, very good, and I do really like it because it really does the trick on me. I love how it prolongs the wear of my makeup. The only thing I don't like too much is the application because it is a quite wet mist. And yeah, silicone-free, alcohol-free, oil-free. You basically spray it on before, but because it's so wet, you have to wait at least 2 to 3 minutes until you start applying your makeup, which I think is a bit long. It's also not too nourishing or anything because it is just a water, but it does really prolong the wear of my makeup, which is why I really, really like this. The other primer I was lucky to get also in a small size. That's the same concept as I said before. I don't know if I like the product, so I rather spend a little bit more in relation for a smaller size. Try it out, see if I like it, and if I like it, repurchase a larger size. But anyhow, the product I'm talking about is the Hourglass Mineral Veil, and I got the small 0.3 fluid ounces, so 8.95 milliliters. It's the smallest size you can get. It was still quite expensive considering how, I mean, look at my hand and the product itself. This was 16 bucks, which I do think is a lot, but it is very, very good. It's nourishing. It really provides that blank canvas for your makeup and really makes your makeup last a very long time. I do, however, think it's a bit better for people with normal to dry skin. So if you have oily skin, this might be a bit too much for you. However, the Smashbox one maybe is a bit better for people with oily skin. So oily skin, dry skin. Let's move on to foundations. I had 2 foundations I wanted to get for sure, which were on my to buy list, and then I bought 2 more just because they sounded interesting and I wanted to have them. And the first one I wanted to have for sure is the Makeup Forever HD foundation, which I love so, so much. I would have liked to have this in my life earlier because it's just that amazing. I'm the color neutral 115, so N115. Perfect match for me. We tried it out in a Sephora, which had daylight as well, so we were able to go outside and we waited a little bit to see if it oxidizes on my skin. I love it. I'm wearing it right now. It's my to-go foundation right now. It doesn't actually have like super high coverage or anything, but it's just very nice and natural to wear, and I really, really, really like it. The other foundation I wanted to have for sure is one from Tarte, and I haven't had something like that in a while, but I was curious because everyone was raving about it, and I just had to have it, and it's the Tarte Mineralized Foundation, Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation, excuse me. And I got the matching Airbuki with it because this is just amazing to apply this stuff. I'm the color Fair Honey for people with fair skin with peach undertones, and it is an okay match, but it has very high coverage, and because of my melasma on my forehead at the moment, it's a bit too light. It just looks funny on top of the melasma, so I have to go very, very light-handed when I use this. It is definitely a bit more for people with oily skin than people like me who have dry to dehydrated skin, but I wanted to have it, and I do really like it. I have, however, to try out myself a bit more with this foundation. Moving on to the other 2 foundations I got. The first one I talked about already in my May favorites, and it's the It Cosmetics CC cream, and it's the Illumination one with SPF 50. This has extremely high coverage. I think from all the foundations I have, this one is the one with the highest coverage, which is why I don't use it on its own. I use it underneath my Origins Vitazing, which I use very lightly. It just nicely evens out everything, and then I use a tiny little bit of this in places where I feel I need a little bit more coverage, and just to give that certain glow and dewiness, because it does give it, and I really do like it. And I wish actually I would have the normal one as well. If you want to hear a little bit more about it, check out my May favorites. If I don't forget it, I'll link them down below. Yeah, really like this as a product, however. And last but not least, in terms of foundations, I had to get something which was really hyped at the end of April, beginning of May, and because I was in the States and able to try the colors out, I could get myself matched right away, and they're the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. So this is very highly dosed makeup, comes with a pipette. And what you do is you can mix it in with everything you like and create your own kind of foundation. Or what you can also use it for, to either lighten up or darken up foundations you already have, which I think is a very nifty thing to do. The only thing I heard, and it makes sense in a way, don't use it with products which sink into your skin right away, because the foundation will also disappear with that. So if you use it with a normal moisturizer, the moisturizer gets absorbed into your skin, so will this. Same with sunscreen, for example. So what I like to use it with is a primer, or also the Origins Vitazing, because that doesn't have a lot of coverage, but I like what it does with my skin. So in order to add a little bit of coverage, I just add a couple of drops of this. You don't need a lot. And yeah, really great and nifty product. And I'm the color N20, by the way, which is a pretty good fit for me, even though my Sephora matchy number thing tells me to get a different number, but I really like this one here. I tried them all out in the store, so yeah, really like them. I got a couple more face products slash highlighter. The first one is one which is pretty hyped at the moment as well, and it's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. I got the liquid version, and I got the color Moonstone. I wanted to have Opal as well as a pressed version. I couldn't get it while I was in the States. It was completely sold out. This one was sold out a lot as well, and I got it on the day before we left because they had gotten something back in stock. And yeah, I do like it, but it's very intense. And the one thing I don't like is the size of this. Once again, I mean, who is going to use 50 milliliters of this? I mean, I'm never going to finish this in a lifetime or before it goes bad. How long can it last? There it says it's even only good for 9 months, which is crazy. So if you stretch it a bit, it's good for a year, and you'll never ever use it up. That's a bit of a shame, because it is an expensive product. I think it was, I don't know, $45. Don't quote me on this. I would like to just be able to get like half the size and pay maybe $25 or something. So yeah, overall it's a great product. I don't use it every day. You can mix it in with foundations to give a bit more of glow and dewiness, or you can just use it on its own. I do both depending on how I feel. I like it, but I'm also excited for the pressed version in Opal, which I ordered and which is waiting at my parents' at the moment. The other kind of highlighting product is a product from Hourglass, which I didn't buy as a highlighter per se. It's one of their ambient lighting powders, and I got the one in Etherealite. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's one of those words. It's very, very light, yes, but I will not use this on its own and I won't use it as a highlight. But I'm going to mix this in together with dim light, which I love, but especially in the darker months, dim light is a little bit too dark for me. It looks a little bit muddy, especially around the edges. And what I do at the moment, because I have the palette with the 3 colors, I do mix the highlight color in the middle, incandescent light, and dim light together. But obviously I also have dim light on its own, so I needed kind of like another full size to mix it in with. I'll finish the palette first and then start on this one here together with the other dim light full size. Mix it in just to brighten the whole thing up and get rid of the muddiness on my pale face. I also got 2 blushes and they are both from Tarte Cosmetics and I do really like them. This one here is from the Tartelette limited edition and I think it's just gorgeous on the outside but also gorgeous on the inside. The name is Celebrated and it really looks like a blush to celebrate. I really do like the packaging. This one is a very pale rose color. Not wearing it today, by the way. I'm wearing the other one, which I'm going to show you in a second. I love those kind of colors for every day because I'm so pale. I do get over blushed very, very easily. And for at work, I just like something a bit more subtle. In the Christmas limited edition, they also had a very, very nice one, which I love, which is going to an end. So this is a really, really nice substitute and I like the packaging and I'm very happy with this one. The other color I got because of the name, because the name is Blushing Bride and I'm wearing it right now. I'm not sure if you can see, maybe my highlight I feel is kind of taking all the shine away, or giving shine, is taking the shine away. No, anyhow, the other one, Blushing Bride, is quite intense, bit on the darker side, so I have to be a bit more careful in terms of applying it. I just thought it was a nice name and went by that, if I'm honest, but I also do really like the color. It's a nice dark rosy one and it's actually reminding me a little bit of Tea Rose from Milani. And last but not least, I have 3 eyeshadow palettes, which I will go through rather quickly. The first one being the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and I love it. I do absolutely love the colors. I mean, you've seen it before. I'm not going to go into detail. I like pretty much every color except Black Forest Truffle and Candied Violet because they're just not my kind of colors. They're a bit too shimmery for me. But the other colors, they're amazing. They are butter soft, have no fallout whatsoever, no matter if there's glitter inside or not. It smells like chocolate and I really do like it. And I might even get the semi-sweet chocolate bar palette because I was just very, very positively surprised by this one here. The other 2 palettes I wanted to have just in order to possess them in a way. Obviously I'm using them as well, but a lot of people were raving about them and I have a very good friend who has them and who really likes them as well. And yeah, I was in the States and could buy them right then and there, so I got them and they are the LORAC Pro palettes. Number 1 and number 2. I do like them. I do especially like the color selection. They are gorgeous. This is one. I think, is it the number 1? It doesn't say which one is which one. Oh yes, this was number 1 and this one here is number 2. Yay. I guess I just swatched for you. Never mind. Yeah, color-wise, the number 1 is a bit more suitable for what I use on a daily basis. The only thing I noticed is as good as the matte colors are, the slightly shimmering glittery colors have so much fallout that it's not nice anymore. I really don't like their shimmery glittery colors. The matte ones are amazing. I think they also have a total matte palette, which I might have to order over Amazon. I know you can do that. I'm glad that I have them now, but the shimmery colors were a little bit disappointing. So those were almost all of my high-end Sephora products. I didn't show you my deodorant again because I did show you that in my favorites video, and I actually forgot to take my Bite argan mask. However, I do have another haul coming up in about a month's time, 1.5 months, when I go to my parents again to pick up my wedding dress, because I have something ordered to them, and I will probably order one more time. And I do have the normal argan mask from Bite, the one without color, because I do have the one with color at the moment and I am not too impressed, and I hope that the one without color will be better and living up to my expectations. But yeah, I will go and get my hands cleaned up again, and I wish you a great weekend. And this video has been so long already, so I'll just get going, say goodbye, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.